The show. Linda got a letter in the mail. Alright guys, let's see if I can remember how to play this. Whoa! It has been a while. What are you? I don't remember any of the controls. Hang on. Okay. Let's see if I can remember. Last time... I have no idea what happened. It's been a while since I played this game. Mrs. Kaplan, we're thrilled to be exhibiting your work Thursday. I know this all came together a little last minute, but our secretary is only part-time and she sometimes gets behind. I've sent along some forms and samples for the ad we plan to run in this week's paper. I know it's probably the last thing you want to worry about right now, but what's the point of putting on a show if no one knows about it? Anyhow, I know this is all a bit hectic, but while we might be small, we have a lot of heart, and we're very excited about your show. Nicholas Adams, Westlake Gallery. Your progress is automatically saved. Who knew? Yeah, I haven't been able to play this. My DX story, my recorder, updated automatically, and ever since then, all my settings were changed, and it took me a while to figure out how to get my speakers working. Like, all you could hear is me talking. Space. Aww. He doesn't look like he's very happy. The dad looks very angry. I wanted Tommy's clues. I guess we can go in Tommy's memory, if I can remember how to do it. Oh, there we go.
Right down there.
Cool. Can we go?
Yeah. You live this close to the water? Why wouldn't you? Keep thinking that someone's gonna appear in the bathroom. Just keep looking in there. Aw, he looks so sad. Why is Tommy sad? What did we choose last time? I know we chose the father to work. Didn't we? I don't remember. It's been a while. Was that it? Yeah, that was it. So how do you escape his memories? Space? E. E. Okay. You hear his dad just pounding on the keyboard upstairs. Hello, Linda. Linda, dear.
Has it been 5 years already?
You've been there for 5... Oh, never mind.
Blindsided me when I saw Tommy for the first time. He's my new creative work. TJ gave me such a look when I told her I was going to cut back on my painting, but she doesn't have any kids, so there's no way she could understand. It's hard to top creating an entire person. Maybe she thought Dan told me I had to stay home. That would have been a very short conversation. Still, I can't ignore the fact that it's time to figure out what on hold means. What would it look like to go back full-time? Do I want to?
I don't know if you're contemplating it. I'm assuming you kinda do, but you're afraid of what Dan might say. I want to go in your memories. Come back here. Whoa, that was a little scary.
What is it, Mommy?
I don't know yet, honey.
Oh, the painting. Why is he on her back? Just to see the painting. He would have been able to see it on the floor. Was piggyback necessary? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not downing that. It just threw me for a loop when I went into her memory. Let's go upstairs. She's probably nagging at Dan. Nope. In the bedroom? Yep.
I knew we should have eaten something with the wine last night. My head is killing me. It would have been worse if Dan hadn't come down to help me finish it, though. I didn't expect to see him, but he does have a way of surprising people. I wish we'd had a full night together, but maybe we can do that soon. I'm glad we got even a little time to catch up. We only got through the first side of the record, but we talked about the studio and my new painting, which was nice. It's good to know he's at least trying.
Well, I'm glad we had that wine with her. That's right. They drank wine together. He worked all night and came down half the night, and I think that's it in her memories. Yeah. So alright. See, Linda, we're not being incredibly mean to you.
Fine, Dad.
Oh god, he scared me. Okay, let's go into your memories,
Mom.
sir.
Hey, honey.
He has to learn that grown-ups Wait, he has to learn about grown-up problems at some point. Come on. Let me in your memories. I didn't want to hear what you wanted to say.
Broke through the fog last night. I found my notebook and it was all right there. Scott takes Alice to the lake to feed the swans and he's too self-absorbed to switch up his go-to move, and Sarah's there waiting to confront him. He ends up losing them both. It's simple, but it's a clean way to hit the past as anchor theme. I have no clue how I forgot that part, but it doesn't matter now. It's like a dam broke. I got the chapters to Paul on schedule, with enough time to do first pass revisions. God, I'm glad that's over.
Scott takes Alice to the lake, and then he stabs her. I'm kidding. What? I keep forgetting I can just, like, you know, fly into light switches. I'm not used to that. Let's find Dan's memories. Oh, there.
Hey, what's wrong? Hey, what's wrong?
It looks like he has a killer headache after that wine you guys drank. Okay, let's see. Let's go upstairs and check his office to see if he had anything good and worth reading. Hey, what are you? What are you? A post-it? Friday, rap draft. Saturday, fam day. Sunday, dialogue. Pass, fix, Alice. Revisions win. When I feel like it. Ooh.
It just never stops. Every time I plot something I think will hold together, it falls to pieces. This thing was supposed to be done months ago, but the further I get, the harder it is to make it all work. Nothing's ever as simple as it seems at first. I'll think about a problem for days, finally come up with a fix, and then realize it breaks something somewhere else. I can barely hold all the threads together. Sometimes this thing just feels too big for me and I want to burn it and walk away. But what else would I do? And the deadlines don't help either. I can't think harder or faster. This stuff comes when it comes, and getting stressed out about it just makes it harder to get the words down. Like right now, I'm writing about the thing instead of working on the thing. Damn it, Dan, get to work.
At least he admits that he's not helping his writer's block by just sitting there writing about his writer's block.
Hey, Dad.
Paul, hey man, if I'd known my letter would set you off like that, I wouldn't have written. My fault. Let's both just calm down. I see now that it was stupid to ask if you knew any art agents. That's like you asking me if I know any professional sculptors. Dumb question, point taken. But believe me, no one's more worried about the schedule than I am. I think about it every day. I can't get away from it. Most nights I start thinking about it and can't stop. My heart starts beating out of control and I have to get up and try to work just to calm down. I'm not slacking off, man. I shouldn't have made you think I was focused on anything else. I'll get everything sorted out. Seriously. Dan.
Well, he still has a life. And a wife. A life and a wife. So, I don't see why it would have been a big deal from him asking just like, hey, here's an off-the-wall question. Do you know any artists? Instead of, hey, why aren't you focusing on work instead of artists? In arts and entertainment news, the Westlake Gallery has announced a show by visiting artist Linda Kaplan. A resident of Laurenton, Mrs. Kaplan is visiting the coast with her family and has completed a new series she describes as an expression of An expression of restrained emotion using society's position on nature as a lens. Details of the show will be forthcoming. Local artist enthusiasts will be pleased to learn that the community center will be blah 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 blah. Read Linda's thoughts to see what she wants. Maybe I don't want to know what Linda wants. Maybe Linda can just wait to see what I'm gonna let her have. Let's see. And I only found like,
Hey,
was it 2?
what's up?
No, I guess I found all their clues.
You know.
Except for Tommy. Yeah, except for Tommy. Alright, let's go to Tommy's room. I'm sure this is one of them. Aw, he's so happy playing by the beach. Alright, and that was the last one. Maybe? This note good for one adventure. Signed, Daddy. Aww. Alright, let's find out what they want. chained myself to the typewriter to make it. Well, that doesn't sound like a life, Dan. You need to get out and live a little. Where'd you go? Oh. Take my bucket to the beach with Daddy. Okay, where is Linda? Did that sigh come from the bathroom? She must be in here. No? She's usually by her paints. Heard her sighing earlier.
You know.
There he goes. Dan could take care of the promo forms on the coffee table. That's not the coffee table. This is the coffee table. Okay, I feel like we chose Linda last time, so we're gonna go ahead and choose Tommy this time, and then we're gonna go ahead and choose Dan. Selecting the beach bucket, we'll choose Tommy's resolution for this chapter. Linda and Dan will be disappointed. However, you can discover Dan or Linda's desired outcome. You'll be able to compromise. Blah, 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 blah. Let's do this. White screen. Taking forever to load. Wow, my frames per second dropped really fast. Just from that loading screen. Now it's fine, but... Ooh. What are you? From the desk of Harold Boxter. I'm now certain there's something strange with the light here. It must be those windows. I was reviewing old deeds in the living room living area and saw some sort of flash of light out of the corner of my eye. I would assume the elevation would be put the ocean too far away for the sun to reflect off a wave, but perhaps not. I looked, but there was nothing there except a strange shimmer, like heat above asphalt on a hot road. It dissipated almost immediately. Perhaps some concentration of the light caused it. But on to work. I've begun cataloging possible options for the property. I owe Mr. Lowry a report on the 27th. What are you doing, Kat? She's like staring intently at the floor next to me. I hope that there's not like a bug over there and it's getting near me. I don't know. I thought there was something on the table. It was just the lamp. Checking the rooms for any more journals. Don't know where you're usually supposed to find them, so I'm just like searching the whole house. I don't know if like you'll... Oh, no. I guess they are all over the house. Harold Boxter. I failed to log my activities yesterday as nothing of note occurred. There have been no tricks of light for 2 days, and I've grown certain that the ones I saw were reflections from the ocean and probably reaching the house. I've been able to focus on the task on hand. On the task and they typoed. Anyway. And am suitably pleased with the condition of the property. I have also reached a decision on how to proceed. It came to me this morning as I stood in the conservatory admiring the beauty of the forest. I hadn't begun my work yet and was thinking of nothing in particular when an idea came in my head fully formed. I was surprised that it appeared with such clarity, and it's not unheard of for the mind to ponder a question in the subconscious. As for the idea, it is quite simple. I'll buy the house myself. Well, apparently that didn't work out too well. Oh. Escape, because I want to still read. I didn't know that was like the compromise. Is there anything else? Anything? Okay. Sorry, Linda. I feel bad for you, but I feel like we need to choose Tommy this time. And it sounds like to me that Dan's the moneymaker, so... Oh, I had to go whisper into Dan's ear. I forgot about that. You should take Tommy to the beach. Dan knew that grown-up problems like deadlines and promo write-ups didn't carry much weight with Tommy. He also knew that there was no shells in Oregon, so he ordered one from the catalog with the shipping. It got there in time for Dan to sneak off and bury it on Friday, and look on Tommy's face as he dug it up made it all worth it. Aw, that's so sweet. I'm glad we chose Tommy. Tommy deserved it. Dan knew he couldn't deliver a finished chapter on time, but he decided that sending a rough draft would be better than sending nothing at all. He called Paul to warn him about the state of the work. Paul understood. He even thanked Dan for his honesty, and though the chapter was in its early stages, Paul saw enough to promise to keep the publisher at bay for a little longer. Oh, they go by so fast. I have to speed read. And then Linda's depressed. Linda had to do a promotion write-up herself. She was a visual thinker, not a writer, and the final product didn't attract much interest at the local paper. The show came and went without much notice, and Linda couldn't stop wondering if having would have done more for her painting career. Well, you know, can't make everybody happy. Just because we didn't choose you once, Linda. The funeral. I thought it was going to say the fun, the Funyun. That night, Linda got a phone call. I'm assuming someone died, otherwise it wouldn't be called a funeral. What's this? Dan. Big news. Got a call from Bracket Books in Eugene. And they want you to do a reading from Windsong. Maybe even some Q&A, some book signings, all that good stuff. I think you should do it. In fact, I'm going to be pretty pissed if you don't. Bracket is a big outlet, so if this goes well, orders for the new book will definitely go up. I don't need to remind you how long it's been since Trammer's Way came out. If you don't keep your name out there, no one will even notice when you finish your new book, whatever it's called. Hell, speaking of the new one, why don't you read some of it too? Maybe the second chapter you sent me last month? That was pretty good. Bracket Books, Eugene, the 21st. See you there, Paul. P.S. You know the long game, right? Nailing this one could mean a bigger advance on the next book. Okay, well, if someone died, I'm sorry, Dan, but you're just not. Mark the 21st of the month on your calendars for one day only. Watch the world-famous Fighter 5 as they scream across the sky. Witness death-defying defeats and flying and display unlike anything you've ever seen. Guaranteed to blow you away. Don't miss it.
Anne, I just got off the phone with Mom. She told me about Grandma Joe. I know we expected it sooner rather than later, but this is hitting me so much harder than when Granddad died last year. Do you remember going to Grandma Joe's house after school on Wednesdays and playing until Mom got off work? How Grandma Joe always had a surprise for us, even if it was just cookies in the oven. She'd always time it so the whole house would smell like them when we got there. I hope the minister captures those little moments because they don't seem as little now. I wish the circumstances were different, but it will still be good to see you at the funeral. What am I saying? You probably won't even get this until after the funeral. I guess I just needed to write anyway. Love, Linda.
Oh, that's so sad. Okay, we're definitely doing Linda this time. I'm not gonna be like, suck it up, Linda. But, I don't know what we're gonna do for the second one. Call Paul first thing tomorrow morning. Any possible way to move it? Is this thing announced yet? That would suck having three things like fall on the same day. That seems really weird, actually. Let's read Linda's journal because that's not invasive.
To remember Grandma Joe and say goodbye. And on the way back, I started thinking about what it really means to have a family, to make that your focus. She seemed to take such joy in being surrounded by her family, providing for them, taking care of them. I hope I never took that for granted. When I got back to the house, a question hit me that I can't get out of my head. What will Tommy think about Dan and me when he gets older? And what if Tommy has kids of his own? I can't even begin to think of myself as a grandmother. I haven't even been a mother for that long, and I'm still feeling my way through what it means to be a good one. At least I'll always have an example. I miss you, Grandma Joe, and I'll never forget you. I promise.
Oh, so sad. This episode's gonna be a little longer than the last one just because I haven't done it in a while. Let's look through her memories. We read her journal, why not just get the real thing from her? Nope, I did not want to
Just
go to
got
that
back
light
from the
switch.
show, if you can even call it that. I didn't sell a single piece, which isn't a surprise given the turnout. I know Dan had other things on his mind, but I told him how important it was to me. It was such a good opportunity to figure out what I want to do when we get back home, too. But I can't make up my mind based on such a half-hearted exhibit. Was that Dan's way of telling me he's not ready for me to go back? I don't want to read too much into it, at least not so soon, but it's really hard not to.
Or maybe, I had decided to choose Tommy over you this time. If it makes you feel better, I'm gonna choose you over any of them. Let's see, nothing here. Maybe in the bedroom. Oh, that's a wall. In the bedroom then? Yep, in the bedroom. Where's Dan? Like, obviously she's had a hard time here.
How's
Oh,
it going,
there
Tommy?
you are.
Fine,
Oh.
Dad.
Okay, Tommy, let's up in heaven. Let's go into your memories.
Is she in heaven?
I'm sure she is, honey.
Okay, that was 2. That means 1 more. So there's a picture running around with Tommy's name on it. Pictures usually end up in Tommy's room, so yeah, here's one. Why does he look so sad? They went to the beach together. Tommy, you're one of the hardest ones to make happy. Alright, let's go ahead and do you two. Was one night, not like that happens all the time.
Lynn, I'm so sorry. Tell me what I can do.
Just be here for me.
At least, you know, he's comforting her now. That leaves me 1 more for him, I think. Nope, that was the bathroom. It's hard to get used to these controls. It really is. Especially when they're so wonky sometimes. Oh, there he is.
I think the rough draft was just enough to keep Paul off me a little longer. I hated sending it to him like that, but it was way better than sending nothing. At least I can prove I was working and that things are moving forward. He seemed to like the ideas that were there, though of course he had a lot of feedback. Fair enough. It was a rough draft, and I can't imagine the hell I would have caught if I'd sent him an empty envelope.
He probably would have skinned you alive. Oh my god, that scared me. I just like got thrown out of his memories and all I heard was yeah, that sound. Dear God, Tommy. Alright, let's go search through their other things. I feel like this is a very invasive game. Oh look, Tommy's happy. Oh, can I not... Usually I can click on those pictures. Or maybe that was a picture from yesterday, I don't remember. Or last episode. Okay. Oh, there his journal is.
Joe's funeral's the same day as the signing in Eugene, and Paul says they can't move it. He'll understand if I bail because he knows Linda, but Grovefield is a different story. They won't give a damn why I missed it. They'll just get a memo and put it in a spreadsheet somewhere and write me off just a little bit more. And it's not just the timing. If I do the reading, I've got to get that chapter in shape. It's not even remotely ready for anyone to see it. Can't worry about what Paul says. He's my agent. He's supposed to stroke me. And
Oh,
what
that
about
sounds
Tommy?
dirty. Alright, ooh, there's his picture. Oh, he wants to do the fighter jets. Or fighter planes, or whatever they are. Okay, I have yet to see Linda's journal. Or did I? I don't remember. But I know that this game can't be complete until I read her journal. Did I read it?
I walked out to the bluff to remember.
Yeah, I already read this. Okay. Read Dan's thoughts for his final clues. Okay. He needs to call and buy a ticket if he's coming to the funeral.
I'm faster.
The magazine says there are gonna be tons of planes. I didn't want to go into your memory. Sorry, Tommy, but there's just a little bit more important things going on right now than planes. Keep going into their memories. I want to read your thoughts, buddy. I want to read your
I
thoughts.
just don't know.
Not your memories. Your thoughts. Do some serious work on that chapter first.
Might have to be the same.
Alright. Where do I... Okay, that's obviously Tommy. Where do I go? He needs to call. Okay, magazine and then chapter. So I'm guessing Linda's is a phone? Did I read that? Yeah, I already read that. Where's the phone? Oh, phone. And then we'll choose his chapters as the compromise. Alright. From the desk of Harold Boxter. A final entry before I depart. The bank would no doubt prevent me from purchasing the home due to the inherent conflict of interest, but given its history of frequent ownership changes, I feel confident the mortgage department will be glad to have the property off their hands. I believe I can set up a trust or perhaps a shell company and convince Mr. Lowry that we must part with the property for less than market value. I feel certain I can appeal to his conservation nature. Conservative. I believe it will be proven to be shrewd investment as a rental property, and I think I now understand why people do not stay for extended periods. I find myself unable to describe the feeling precisely, but in my time here I found my mind drifting in strange ways, as if it was not always my own. But the natural beauty is undeniable. Perhaps shorter visits are wiser for use of the property. Yes, I believe that is a fine idea indeed. And that's how the property came up to be on sale, guys. Because we really needed to know that right now. Nothing in here. Nothing in here. Nothing in here. Yeah, nothing in here. Nothing in here. Except for this. The Diary of Claire Bradford. We're here, so why don't I feel more excited? This was supposed to be fun, just Roger and me. Mom and Dad think we're here with Ben and Laurie. Laurie? I don't know. But of course that was just a trick. Nope, just Roger and me in this big house by the ocean for the whole week. I'm sad to see that there's no piano here, but I suppose a week without practice won't do me much harm. I guess maybe being alone with Roger that long is what's making me feel nervous. Though why should that be? He's my fiancé after all. If I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with him, I shouldn't be worried about spending the week with him, should I? Everyone has second thoughts before they get married, right? Alright, so I guess we're getting like the diary. I'm assuming it's the diary of who we are. And then we figured out why they put the property up for sale. Okay, now I need to go whisper things to Dan. Whisper sweet nothings. Dan couldn't bear the thought of Linda going to the funeral alone, so he bought a ticket and flew to Denver with her. The funeral was hard for Linda, but having Dan there made it easier to bear. They stayed up late that night of the funeral as Linda told Dan stories about Grandma Jo, and talked about maybe being grandparents themselves one day. See, he was there for her. That's what's important. Dan talked Paul into compromise. He would work on the chapter and send it to Paul as soon as he could. Then Paul would try to talk Brackett into including an expert in their quarterly store preview. It would have the same impact as personal appearance, but still build some awareness. Oh, it wouldn't have the same. When Dan told Tommy they wouldn't be able to go to the show, Tommy had a crying fit and tried to tear up the magazine. It worried his parents. He hadn't thrown a fit like that in almost a year. It was exactly the kind of thing they'd hoped to avoid by spending the summer in a quiet, peaceful place. Tommy, we went to the beach with you. And your grandma died. And that's how the Kaplan's first month of the house on the cliff came to an end. Alright, guys. Next time. Maybe? No, just kidding. Dan sent a work in progress to his agent, who was glad to see that Dan had gotten back on track. They were both hopeful that Dan could maintain his focus and write a book that delivered on the promise of his work so far. Wow, this one's long. The next day, Dan made good on a promise to take Tommy into the woods and look for arrowheads, though he barely had the time. Tommy could tell his father was disinterested, but once he found the arrowhead, his spirits improved a bit. You guys can read the rest of that. They type so fast. I try to talk fast. A few nights later, Dan and Linda got a babysitter and drove into town for a date. They spent more than they should have on a bottle of wine and had such a good time that they didn't notice everyone else leaving. When they finally realized they were the last ones in the restaurants, they apologized and left after giving their waitress a generous tip. That was nice of them. See, it wasn't so bad. They got to spend time together. They still have 2 more months on the coast, and their story was just beginning. Can't make everybody happy. Anyways, next time. I hope this is the next time. Yeah, okay, next time on The Novelist. Full House. A friend of Dan's was coming to visit. But, okay, anyways, guys, like if you like this, press that subscribe button. I'm sorry that it was a little longer than the last one. I try not to do long videos, but what can you do? But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Talk to me on the comments if you want to chat. See you guys later. Bye.